Because of Mobile's connection to that mini-series, Fox 2 News has been interviewing local veterans and sharing their stories of courage with you. Today, Fox 2 News reporter John Rogers spoke with a Navy fighter pilot who earned 2 Navy Crosses, the Navy's highest honor.
We swam about about a quarter of a mile to get back to land.
Right near Gene Hansen's kitchen, there's a small wall with a long life's worth of honors. The retired Navy captain served a proud career as a pilot and has the medals and plaques to prove it. But they certainly didn't come cheap.
To this day, I still feel like I'm living on borrowed time, even though I'm almost 93 years old.
Hansen was a Navy torpedo bomber, a member of Torpedo Squadron 8. The planes would fly right into combat, dropping torpedoes toward Japanese ships. And he earned his stripes at the Battle of Guadalcanal. The Japanese were in the South Pacific, trying to stop sea lanes between the U.S. and Australia, so the United States sent troops to stop them. During one fight, Hansen was about to torpedo a Japanese ship when he had company.
I was attacked by Japanese Zero fighters on the way in. I pulled my nose up the airplane and tried to head right toward him like I was trying to crash him, firing my little .30 caliber machine gun. And he actually moved out of the way. In other words, I scared him.
Hansen and his fellow pilots torpedoed the ship, and it soon caught fire.
We considered it a successful mission.
But he wasn't always as lucky. Later in the battle, during a bombing run, he was attacked again.
I took a direct hit right in the engine.
He directed his plane toward the water.
And I crashed. And one wheel was hanging, and the airplane went like this on its back. I was able to get out, and my two air crewmen was able to get out.
But then he saw them dive underwater toward the plane.
When they came back up, I said, "What's up?" I said, "I see you diving down again." And they said Major Mahoney was in the second seat.
Mahoney was their squadron commander.
He was sitting in this seat here. He wasn't checked out in the airplane. We didn't have any communications with him. I didn't know he was in the airplane. So he went down with the airplane. And to this day, I still feel bad about it.
By the end of the war, Torpedo Squadron 8 was one of the most decorated squadrons in the Navy. Hansen himself earned 2 Navy Crosses, the department's highest honor for valor. But he thinks back to other men who also deserved it, but never arrived home.
I would never forget those 52 guys that didn't come back. They still on my mind. In other words, I think about them every once in a while, and I could have been one of them.
Today, he's a living legend, but Hansen just sees himself as a lucky man who did his duty. In Pensacola, John Rogers, Fox 10 News.
Hansen says the Battle of Guadalcanal was grim and it looked like the U.S. was going to lose. At one point, Hansen and his fellow Navy pilots were ready to pick up guns and fight on the ground alongside the Marines, but the Marines pressed on. And soon the United States won that battle, which was a big turning point in the war.